Back in 2023 at this very event, Vicon unveiled our first work in Markerless motion capture, and the response we had pretty much every week from that was, fantastic, when are you going to bring this to VFX? When are you going to bring Markerless to games and film? So earlier this year, we unveiled Vicon Markerless, our Markerless solution, and after that, all anybody asked us was, cool, when are you going to mix this with optical? When can we have the choice between Markerless and optical data at the same time? And this is an interesting question because it made us think about, well, where are the benefits of both? What we saw from our initial conversations and demos with customers is there are some times when all you need to do is capture data and capture data quickly. It doesn't need to be perfect quality, it's about speed, it's about the power of iteration. There are other scenarios where data quality is the most important thing. You want to take the time to get your system perfectly calibrated, you want sub-millimeter accuracy on your markers, you want the best quality you can possibly get. And then there are scenarios where you want to mix the two, where you want the convenience and speed of Markerless, but you just want slightly better data quality on things, say like the hands and the head. So what we're demoing today is a very early preview of some work we've been producing, which allows us to combine the benefits of optical motion capture with the speed and accessibility benefits of Markerless. So the first thing we're going to do, if I could please ask for a rapturous round of applause for our incredible performer, Zach, who is doing this for the first time. Much love. So the first thing we're going to do is calibrate Zach as a performer. He's going to walk into the volume, we're going to hit create, we're going to hit calibrate, and then Zach is going to hit a T-pose. And now we have our Markerless skeleton. Happy days. So if we just get some slight articulation, you see we're getting data, it's really strong for broad movements, but what we're missing is some of the finesse. We're missing some of the subtlety and the really high quality data that you will get in, say, wrist rotations or heads. Where necessarily what we want is to try and get closer to optical on these specific areas without having to go through the technical process involved with setting up a marker-based mocap suit. So what we've done here is we've added marker clusters to the head and to the hands of our performer. There's no special layout to these are just markers applied to these limbs. What Mitchell is going to do is select each of these and turn them into props. So we selected the head and he's going to give this a very clever abstract name such as head. He's then going to select the left hand and give it a similarly abstract and complex name, left hand, and then you can probably guess that the right hand will be named in a similarly complex fashion, right hand. The idea is at this point, we've created props that represent areas of the body that we want to have at a higher level of fidelity. So now we're tracking those as props, but what we haven't yet done is fuse this with the actual performer data. So we're going to take this and we're going to have a quick range of motion. If I could please ask Zach to hold a T-pose, the best T-pose I've ever seen. Mitchell is going to start capturing and we're going to just do some really basic subtle movements. Twisting the wrist, twisting the head, maybe even a bit of a belly dance. I don't mean to be, that's the best belly dance I've ever seen. And that's all we need for this point. So now we're going to stop capturing, and what Mitchell is going to do is take this data over to Shogun Post. So one of the critical things we've aimed to deliver on this is the ability to fuse marker and markerless data without having to go to another application, without having to do this in, say, Maya or Motion Builder. We open up Shogun Post, which is the exact same version of Post that we use for our marker-based solutions, and we are going to create we're going to run a simple script that's going to take those hand positions and those props and assign them to the skeleton. Mitch has gone through the incredibly arduous process of writing in the script name. He's selected the performer we want to apply this to, and now he's going to hit go. And it's definitely not going to crash because SIGGRAPH loves us and technology loves us to a comparable degree. Happy days. So now essentially we've gone through the work involved. We have the setup in post, but we don't want to use this in post. We want to leverage the benefits of optical mocap in a markerless context in real time. So we're going to export this VSK and we're going to take it back into the Markerless real-time app where we'll be able to get the benefits of both in one single situation. So we come back to Markerless, we grab the subject we've already sorted, we're going to remove and create a new subject using the new setup we've created. That's that VSK up there. Now what we'll see is this plus icon, and now we have gaps to add the head and the wrist. Some of this may look very familiar to some of our beta users. Don't ruin the fun, guys. So now what we can do is grab those props that we are tracking in real time. We're going to assign them to those pre-existing placeholders that we've just created in post. Now Zach has a prop for a head. He now has a prop for a left hand, and he has a prop for a right hand. And this is not limited to that specific combination. You can use this on feet, you could use this on just the hands or just the head. But what this means is now if we turn on Zach's skin, do we want to reboot, Mitch? T-pose, please. Are we good? Let's turn the skin back on. And now when Zach rotates his head and his wrist, you'll see we're getting far more articulation. We now have data quality in those specific areas that is comparable to optical. But we haven't had to go through the same process of setting up an entire optical system. We've taken the ease of use, the accessibility and the simplicity of Markerless, but fused it with the data quality benefits of optical. That's just a quick run through of what we're working on. This is going to be arriving in Shogun later this year. If I could please ask for an excited, rapturous round of applause for Zach and his incredible dancing moves. Thank you very much for your time. If anyone has questions about the other plans we have for fusing optical and Markerless, please let us know. Please speak to our support team. We would love to speak to you, but if we don't, please enjoy the rest of SIGGRAPH 2025. Thank you, everyone.